Good evening, it's Kuro. Got a tier 10 game in my Hindenburg. Figured a little bit of change of pace. Get a German cruiser in here. Going over the matchmaking. I know you see me scrolling my cursor around. Honestly, none of it really matters. Uh, Hindenburg is still that strong of a ship. So we load into the map. We spawn in the northern end of our team. So my plan is I'm going to push and basically wreak as much havoc and damage and just pretty much massacre my way across the north. And when I run out of things to murder, move my way south and just pretty much keep the rampage alive because that's rules of life as a Hindenburg. Didn't make the rules, but that's just what they are. Zooming in, get my reticle set. I still zoom out one click usually, just for general long range shots with Hindenburg shells. And I'm just taking a look around at the team. I don't like this. The only battleship we had in the north, he's headed for the south. Ideally, this guy comes up here with us. He gets, broadside, or he gets, angles of fire like this. This guy, if he stays, somewhere in here, he's shooting like this, back down here, and then this battleship down here, he can start shooting in these directions. The idea behind these battleships, you've got, basically big ass guns that are able to cross shoot threats all the way across the map. You may have a cruiser that's angling at this guy, and the Kurfürst up here is able to wreck him, or this Bismarck down here. And that's the general principle behind battleship positioning. Even if you clump together to do a big ass hard push, yes, it's a lot of HP pool that the enemy has to wear through, but the problem is you're doing minimal damage to the enemy because they can just angle right at you, and you're just dealing, pen damage unless you can overmatch their citadel. And yeah, I'm playing with number 2 on my lap right now. So my plan is I'm just coming up here behind my Shimakaze, gonna let him do spotting. If he kicks up a DD, I wanna, support him, and pretty much just wanna kick this thing off. And I, it appears that I had that spaced out fairly well, where I had just barely gotten spotted, and the Shima was able to pull targets up. I get a double fire on this Jean Bart, and I hit this Henry, or the gearing pretty good. Yeah, that's a Henry. Um, Now I'm looking back at this Jean Bart, and she hasn't repaired yet. It's a really good play on her part because if she had, there's a high probability right now that I would be able to set multiple fires on her. Unfortunately, with my Shima smoked up, or with the smoke in between that Jean Bart and him, I'm not able to get spots. So I'm just shifting targets. You always want to keep your guns going, keep them hot. And I am, just avoiding this Wooster. This guy smoked up way too far out for him to be useful. And I'm just looking to, you want to keep shooting at me? Fine. You're not really going to do anything to me at this range. And even the rare times that you do hit me, it's not like it's going to do much in the way of damage. Changing my speed and turns, just driving erratically, that basically threw off the gearing torps. And right here, I really want to make this turn to push back in, and that's what I'm doing. I'm checking to see, okay, this battleship can't shoot at me, and I'm just gonna go ahead with my turn. If this Jean Bart could shoot me, I basically would have to wait until I was undetected to complete this turn. Now my plan is I've got a Des Moines that's pushing this island hard. If this guy starts shooting AP, they're going to have to angle to him. So what I want to do, I want to drive across in here, and if I get much in the way of broadsides, use my AP to trash people. I could be using AP here. Honestly, this far, it's a little bit of a sketchy shot. I'd rather just kind of whittle them down. And I mean, you see with this build, it's just fires for days. Trying to remember if I'm running. I think I'm running one fire flag, so it's still not even max max fires. Now, you know, a lot of people will go on and on about the HE on this boat. It gets a lot of headlines, but the AP here is it's serious as a heart attack. I carry spotter plane on this ship specifically for these reasons. I potato this shot. I should have killed him there. Forgot it was a Minotaur that he accelerates like somebody shoved a rocket in his ass. He turns out just a little bit. I still catch him with the Citadel. But he's going to smoke up here, and I'm looking. I've got this Jean Bart that's looking at me, and I want to turn out because I know this Minotaur is going to smoke up and start shooting me. There's the smoke, and I'm just waiting, and she fires HE, so I'm just going to go on ahead and turn out. Gonna throw some HE on this Jean Bart while I'm kiting, and as soon as I complete this turn, the Minotaur is not really going to be able to do that much to me. Now I'm pretty much safe. Just throwing some last second, you know, HE into this Jean Bart, get some pressure going on her. And I'm just going to switch back to AP. My Shima makes a really good move here. He actually pushes into the Minotaur's smoke firing range and spots him. Now I figured as soon as I would shoot, this guy would accelerate forward. That's why I'm shooting like that. And unfortunately, he's just keeps right on going. So, okay. So I'm just keep kiting. I mean, this guy's even having a hard time hitting me. And Hindenburg things. So far, we're got 12 minutes of game left. We're already at 95k. And I mean, you can see just how quickly the AP can stack up damage. It's disgusting. And then you combine that with the fire chance, and this ship is, you're just able to heavily punish just about everything, regardless of what they do. And that's what makes this ship a good damage farmer. But the other thing that makes these ships really good is it's tanky as hell. I mean, you can brawl battleships with this thing. Battleships will have a hard time citadeling you. You've got, you know, I think you just got an additional heal. I think you're up to 5 heals. You know, that's battleship, you know, numbers of heals. Obviously, you don't have the HP pool of a battleship, but that's still a significant amount of heals. And it really puts this ship in a good position to, you know, murder, uh, you know, ships that have, you know, heavy armor. Just the, you know, HE spam on Stalingrad's, Moskva's, all of those ships, you're just able to rip through those ships. Now, with Stalingrad, you do have to mind your angles a lot, and ideally use your range to fire undetected over islands. I make a little misplay here. I'm basically angling at this Jean Bart. I was contemplating rushing her down, but I see this Bismarck popping out, and I don't want to get in a major crossfire. He gets one shot off at me, and he gets one good hit on me, and not anymore. Not gonna play that. This gearing shot at me, and he ends up getting whacked pretty good. So I'm just reversing, just putting my bow right at the Bismarck. I'm tanky enough that I can just, bow tank his shells if I need to. That's better. And I mean, this Bismarck should run. I'm backing up a little too far. You just saw me look right there. Where the hell are these guys? Last thing I want is some cruiser to hit me with AP, because at this range they can citadel me. So just gonna accelerate in. He just shot at me, so I'm just gonna turn out and just start kiting, because that's what a Hindenburg is amazing at. And in the meantime, I'm just going to keep raining this HE down and just, 4 hits, 4 pens. Basically his turret armor is basically the only thing that's gonna actually stop my HE. It's just that nasty. We're just gonna keep punishing this guy. Really want to make sure that we get this Bismarck finished off so he doesn't get a chance to go dark and heal up and, come back and make us deal with him all over again. That's kind of the critical thing when you're trying to get ships that have a heal. You want to get them off the board and not give them any opportunity to escape. Even if you've got to take a little bit extra damage to do it, it's usually worth the trade. Had HE pretty much loaded, so just gonna sling it at the Atago. I hear Moana in the background. Number 1. They're both a fan of Moana. But basically, what I'm doing right now, I've made my decision that we've weakened them enough that we really want to get in here and start equalizing some of these points by taking the epicenter. And I feel like I can do a pretty good job at shoving these guys back. And right here, I'm gonna get a shot on this Worcester. Unfortunately, I only have front guns at the moment. But even with these guns doing just pen damage, and I think he reverses a little back a little faster than I thought he would. But just watch this volley. That was the front guns. That's the back guns. That kind of pen damage just off, half your guns is crazy. Number 2 letting me know somebody's shooting at me. Now, this Henry finally got this guy where he really is too close to me, and gonna try to finish this guy off. It's really important that we get this kill. I'm still in scout plane mode, and that doesn't make for the best shot placement at this angle. Now this is interesting. As soon as I saw the radar, I knew that, you know, we're contested. It's the Z-52 behind the cap, and I thought he was going to rush me there. So drop one set of torps. Okay, you're going that way. Drop a second set of torps, and I'm zoning him out, keeping him from being able to really rush me until I can get in hopefully a better position. Because my positioning right now, it was basically to try to stay in the cap. Not so much try to deal with dodging torpedoes or a YOLOing destroyer. I'm just blind shooting this corner thinking that he's gonna, you know, try to poke me. Now he torps the Chapiev, and that tells me that this guy's only got one rack of torps. All I gotta do is just not die. I can take one easy and still be okay. So my team, they're doing a decent job focusing this guy down. I would like to get all my guns on target, but I know if I do, I'm gonna eat a lot of torps. So just staying with the one gun, turning, and I'm just able to eat the one. And again, the heal's coming into effect here. Just popping the other heal, and right now we're just gonna stay dark, get the heal up, or get my damage control back, get the cap. That kill was kind of the turning point. That was the last ship that really had a chance to contest and hold us up. And now that they're gone, you know, we're sitting in pretty good shape. So they've still got a healthy Montana. I want to go to work on this guy, make sure that this guy's not gonna be able to push us and basically cause a bunch of problems. And what I'm looking to do now is I want to zone these guys all out of the epicenter. So I'm going to start pushing into here, into these islands, and basically force, you know, these cruisers, this Montana is now low HP, force these guys into a brawl with me. That's, you know, ideally what I'm looking to do. And this Wooster, he's made a good play. He's got me spotted. He ducked in behind the island, but what I did, I just stopped shooting. I dropped off, and it's only now that I get spotted again, and this Wooster's already started moving out of position, and I'm able to just keep moving into this position where I'm just going to keep zoning people further and further out of the epicenter, and that will secure a steady stream of points for us. Just staying angled to the Montana. I'm not going to be a very attractive target for him. This Moskva is making a mistake, and that's a shot that I would love to have back. Trying to get that AP, but he's too fast. He's going to get in behind the island. That could have easily been another not a devastating strike, but just another AP blapping. If I would have had AP loaded that with that first shot, ugh, and if I had aimed it correctly. Always helps if you aim correctly. But at this point, we've got 30 seconds left on the match, and I'm reaching the position that I want. You guys are going to have to try to push in here, desperation push, and try to deal with me. And that's just, it makes my job a lot easier just being able to sit in here. And yeah, I can't shoot a bunch of people, but I don't need to. I only need to last just a couple seconds. And that's game. So, Hindenburg. This was I felt like this was a really good representation of the game. It showed, the standard kind of HE use that a lot of people just use it for these days, but it also shows the AP power and that, being aggressive about 2.7 base XP is always nice, but being able to switch between the two. So you basically turn into a really strong threat regardless. I mean, this is a ship that you can use to act as, crossfire for a battleship. You position like you're a battleship. You wait, just being dark, waiting for enemy ships to angle at the battleship, shooting at them, and then you rip that AP off. Uh, you can rack up a huge amount of damage in a hurry. And being AP damage, it's not like they can sit and heal all that back like they do with fire damage. It's very effective. I'm just going to pause it here. 10 fires, a lot of it was never really got opportunities to get the unrepairable fires. It was just a lot of fire pressure on ships. Um, where a couple times ships got hit with, 3 to 5k damage plus, multiple fires. And it's just that constant, attrition, pressure wearing them down. That's Hindenburg's strength. You can see the raw HE damage. You don't have a lot of alpha, but what you do have, it generally will pin just about anything that you're hitting. Again, unless you're hitting like main batteries or something that's actually really heavily armored. 31 AP shells for almost 67k. Again, you can really tell just, you know, the kind of power that the AP DPM has. Um, on top of this, did over 2 million potential damage. Uh, she's just a really solid package. About the only real downside to her is she's slow. I believe she's one of the slowest, if not the slowest, tier 10 cruiser. Um, and aside from that, her detection range isn't the best, which is probably a good thing. If this thing was sneaky, oh my god, it would truly be scary. So, Hindenburg, just showing you the credits and XP. This is just basic, loadout for, um, you know, 500,000 credits, even without, premium, still doing over grossing 300k credits. Um, the XP is nice. 19 point captain, so 13k commander, elite commander XP. That's always really nice. Just to get those games where it's just every game just chunks towards leveling up another captain. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. I personally think Hindenburg is still strong as hell, and let me know. I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one.